Hey guys, and welcome back to my channel. I'm doing a speed build today, and I did a small home. It's 100 tiles. It ends up being 3 bedrooms and 2 bathrooms. The landscaping took me forever. I'm just not good at landscaping, and even when I finish landscaping, I still look back at my landscaping and I'm like, I hate it. It's ugly, and I'm tempted to delete it again and start over again, but I mean, you can only do that for so many times before you're just done. I tried to use cats and dogs and base game, but that went out the window real fast. I think it went out the window when I started to put windows on the house. And the kitchen ends up being really small, and then we end up having quite a big dining room, which might not be necessary, but I wanted to be able to fit like a good amount of Sims in here. You can fit 5 Sims in this house. So I wanted to have a bigger dining room table, even though I only put 4 chairs at it. But the 3rd bedroom, which is also downstairs, I kind of see that more like a guest room / office. So it's got the computer desk in there, and then it has a bed in there. And that bed, the swash I end up using on it, I actually fell in love with, and it inspired me to change the whole color scheme of the room. And so on another note, not related to this build at all, this morning, or well, yesterday morning as you're watching this, as I said, on the weekend Dylan is home, so I do not get to use the gaming computer because we share it, and while he's home on the weekends, he uses it. So he was over here gaming, and I was over on my personal computer, which I can't really do the YouTube stuff on because it just doesn't have a fast enough processor and lacks. Well, I mean, the RAM's not too bad. It has 8 gigabytes. This one has 6 gigabytes. It's got a better processor. It's got a better GPU. It's just altogether better. And like, it's easier to record on, and the game runs smoother and all that. But yeah, so I was over there on my computer. He was on here gaming. He's like, you know, multiplayer gaming shooter games. I think he was playing PUBG, or he might have been playing like Warzone. Either way, we're both, you know, playing our games, minding our own business in each other's company, but not like interacting with each other, which is perfectly fine for us. We get along very well like that. And all of a sudden we just felt shaken. And at first, my first thought was, oh, you know, a big truck's going by, it's nothing. But no truck went by, and I still felt the shaking. And I'm like, this is coming from below me. It's like the floor is shaking below me. And I thought, like, oh my gosh, is it the furnace in the basement? Is my furnace about to blow up? Am I about to die in a home explosion? But no, it wasn't a truck. It wasn't my furnace. It was an earthquake. We don't really get earthquakes here. It's not something that happens that often. I'm 36 years old. Just threw myself under the bus there with my age, but 36 years old, and in my entire lifetime, we have had 3 earthquakes here. And the first one we ever had, in my lifetime that is, I didn't feel it. I was told we had one. I never felt it. The second one we had in my lifetime, I felt, but honestly, I just thought that a whole bunch of motorcycles drove by. I was at work on my lunch break when it happened, or dinner break. It was later in the day, and I was working nights, like the closing shift there. This was back when I worked at Wendy's, but I sat down at a table by the window, and I saw a whole bunch of motorcycles go by as I felt the earthquake. So I just assumed it was the motorcycles, and then I learned we had an earthquake. This time, I was just sat there, and I felt intense shaking under my feet, and I was like, this is more than a truck. Then I was like, this is below me. And then I was like, paranoid. So I got up after the shaking stopped. I got up, I looked down in my basement. Everything in my basement was fine. I came back upstairs, and I was like, what if it was an earthquake? Do we just have an earthquake? So I got on Facebook, And that's where it was confirmed that we had an earthquake for me on Facebook. And it wasn't just like my town. It was all over the place. It originated, I think it said 7.2 miles south of New Bedford, which is the city I was living in before I moved here. The city that I just didn't really care for. I wanted out of there so bad. Like, pretty much right once we got in there. And so it was felt there, obviously. If I had been there, I probably would have felt it stronger. It felt here. My mother, she didn't notice it. My best friend in my hometown of Plymouth, she noticed it. My brother, who's also in that town, he noticed it. And there were reports of people feeling it in Rhode Island, and then I think there were some reports of people feeling it in New Hampshire, but I'm not too sure about that one. There were reports of people feeling it in Boston, Low, Salem, all over. Just like all over Massachusetts. And like, I'm not sure if they felt it in like Western Massachusetts, but it was definitely felt all over Eastern Massachusetts. But yeah, I don't really know what else to say. I'm not really good at these speed builds, but I really wanted to share my earthquake story, because how often does somebody experience an earthquake? Unless you're in California, then you probably feel them all the time, right? I don't know. I guess I feel like California's known for earthquakes. And please do not call me a baby for like having to share the fact that I experienced a 4.2 earthquake this morning, because we don't really get earthquakes here, though we are on a fault line. So it's not like impossible for us to get earthquakes, because obviously we've had 3 in my lifetime, but we don't get bad earthquakes here. Not like in California where, like, you know, everything shakes and things get damaged and whatnot. But yeah, no, it was an experience still. But anyways, I'm going to shut up now, and I will see you guys all next time.
Driving towards the sun with a rose and a gun. Feel the wind in my hair, going nowhere, I swear. Like an outlaw on the run, dangerous but it's so fun. Running, running, no. Hold on, don't let go. Running, running, no. Keep running. Told my boss that I'm done. Had no luck with my mom. Say, what will you do with your life? You know it's hard to survive. A cigar in my mouth, maybe guilty but proud. Now I'm an outlaw on the run, dangerous but it's so fun. Running, running, no. Hold on, don't let go. Running, running, no. Keep running. day, eyes on my display. You say we need a change, and I feel that you mean it. You mean it. But you're so right, we're losing track of time, buying things online, and it's not like we need them. We don't need them. So can we just slow down? The only thing I'll do is lay here next to you. We need to slow down. Embrace the love we found. For you and I are safe and sound. And we just slow down. For you and I are safe and we were on the run, rocking around the clock. Now all we need is right here in front of us. In front of us. So can we just slow down? The only thing I'll do is lay here next to you. We need to slow down. Embrace the love we found. For you and I are safe and sound. Can we just slow down? And we just slow waste another day. I will not stay. You say we need a change, and feel that you need it. But you're so right, we're losing track of time, buying things online, it's not like we need them. Safe and
I'm alone, I'm a broken home. I gave you all the bricks that I own and know. I'm letting go, I'm breaking these walls down, breaking these walls down. If you want adventure, then fly to home. But if you wanna travel, then go alone. Yeah, what's the point in us if I never know? Yeah, if you're gonna leave, I'ma let you go.